Alright, in this video we're just going to do a quick circuit around the pattern. We'll do a takeoff and go around the pattern and do a landing. So I started the engine up, master power on, engine start. We'll set our prop to 10%. I'll go ahead and close the canopy. We'll take the brake off and I'll start taxiing out. Notice we have good maneuverability. We have 90 degrees on this tail wheel steering. So it gives us nice maneuverability. Go ahead and taxi out. So we're pretty much, I'm just going to use some brake here, slow us down. Alright, so pretty much all set. I have full flaps. I have, the wings are still up, so we're going to put the wings down. It's the next thing we need. I'm going to push all the way up in the arrow, make sure my brakes are released. Alright, brakes are fully released now. As you can see, we're rolling. So we're ready to go. So we can bring our thrust up to 35. We're going to hold our elevator all the way up, holding the S key down, as you can see there. This will keep us from having a prop strike. As you can see, it keeps the tail down so the prop doesn't hit. It will come up at the end here. And then once we reach about 80 knots, it will take off. Alright, so we're slow, that's why we're just banking a little bit. You know, doing that, that's proper short field takeoff. So you'll get a little bit of bank there just because you're close to stall speed. It auto takes off at about 80. We'll go ahead and we'll raise the gear. Watch the gear come up. And stow. Alright, that starboard one clicks a little bit for some reason. We'll have to look into that. Go ahead and we'll raise the flaps all the way up. We'll do a proper pattern like we would in real life here. I'm going to bring the thrust back. Do a pattern speed of about maybe 100 knots. So I'll just keep an eye on my airspeed indicator. We'll just do a visual. We'll actually just do a loop and come back. I'm not going to bore you guys with a regular pattern. We'll go ahead and we'll put our gear back down, flaps all the way down for landing. Just keep an eye on that airfield. You'll hear the gear lock and click into place when the down locks go in. Alright, so we're right on the airfield. You can just look at our configuration. Gears down, flaps are fully down. I'm going to use my 2 key to start slowing down. You want to approach between 90 and 100 knots. I like to come in at 100 on this. If you start getting close to 80, that's right around stall. The real stall on the airplane was between 70 and 75 knots. So we're coming a little steep, a little bit fast, a little bit high. So we're looking good now. So we want to keep the same orientation as when we were parked. That 1 bar for landing. That's our flare. So as you can see, very nice, very easy, pretty docile landing. So what I mean by this is, you can see we're sitting on the ground. Our artificial horizon is showing 1 bar, so we'll actually just take off here. We don't want to go more than 35, and the reason we don't want to do that is Stormworks does actually simulate some of this pretty accurately. It will simulate torque, and if we were doing full throttle, that tail would come up so much that it would cause the prop to strike the ground. So we don't want that, of course, because we break our prop. We have aircraft damage on. So 35, as you can see, gives us a nice gentle takeoff. We use a little bit more runway, but we're not going to get a prop strike doing that. All right, so we can go ahead and we can put our flaps all the way up. I'll actually leave them down just because we're going to come right back in for landing. We don't need to do a proper cleanup procedure. I'm going to just reduce the throttle a little bit so we don't go too far away from the airfield. Just come around, we'll just do another loop in, and we'll come in for landing. So, you know, stall speed in the real plane, like I said, 70 to 75 knots. In this plane, I don't like to get much slower than 90 in game. It starts to really wallow, starts to have problems, and then actually pretty realistically, they lost a bunch of planes in real life, you know, jamming the throttle in too much because you get torquing around the propeller, and you actually, this is simulated in game pretty well. So if I was to just jam the throttle forwards and slow when we're going slow, the I believe the right wing will dip. So coming in nicely at 100 knots. If you look at those two squares right there, those are called aiming bars. That's what we're looking at. So we're just aiming at the aiming bars. I'm getting a little slow, not bad. Coming in right at about 100 knots. Really like this gauge Thales made. So I'm kind of landing long here, but I just want to get the show you the positioning. So as you can see, we're going to aim for this bar here. And aiming for that bar gives us that perfect attitude where, you know, puts all three wheels in the ground. So as you can see, my flare, I was trying to get it right on that bar, and it gives us a really nice crisp landing. All right, so that's a nice circuit. Again, I have vehicle damage on, so if we had hit that prop on the ground, we would have destroyed the prop and been out of business. So I can use my down arrow as brakes, but with this tail wheel, we can, you know, we can be going pretty fast and actually, you know, make a turn really well. As you can see, we're going pretty fast, and I can make a turn, and I don't have to worry about the vehicle tipping over. The wheel spacing is accurate to real life. Pretty much all the dimensions are accurate to real life. It's pretty much the same width, the same wingspan within, you know, I would say one block. Same length within one block, the height's within one block, I believe. You know, the only thing that's really not accurate on this is the canopy, which I would have to use modded blocks to get the canopy to look right, but that's pretty much about it. Yep, so that's pretty much about it on this video. Next video hopefully will be with some weapons DLC done, and I can show you dropping some bombs. Thanks for watching.